And there is a little spot right here at C6. I'm going to come across with my thumb, double up. Got it. That was the big one. That one scared me. I just jumped away. But guess what? That was a tender spot, so it needed to be done.
So welcome to Arthur's Acre. We've been around for a little under 2 years. We have 23 pigs. We focus on pigs. They're amazing animals. I mean, they're as smart as a 4-year-old child. The abuse that goes on as animals that are being raised for food is just absolutely horrific. The largest slaughterhouse in the U.S. kills 33,000 pigs a day. This is Reagan and Russell, and they were the facility that raises 150,000 pigs a year for slaughter. The farmer, he agreed to give them up because COVID, they weren't processing. They were actually suffocating pigs. They were raising the heat where they keep all the pig, cut off the oxygen, and had them just fry to death. It's okay. You can adjust. You can adjust.
Got it.
So when they're bred for meat, they are with their mother till they're 6 weeks old, and then they go to a fattening facility at 6 weeks old, till they're 6 months old when they get slaughtered at 250 pounds. So Max fell off a slaughter truck and ran, and so he was all scarred up and he hurt his knee.
So I like to sometimes I start at the cranial end, the head, sometimes I start caudally at the tail. All right, I'm going to start up top. I want to check the occiput relative to the atlas and just make sure that's moving. Actually, it's moving pretty decently. I can't do flexion, extension, or rotation, but right now I'm on the wing of the atlas, which is C1, and I'm looking for the spacing between the wing of the atlas and the mandible, which is here, look here, which is the edge of the jawbone. And I should be able to get my fingers in there, which I can. And it's moving pretty well. But see, I just hit a little tender spot. So there it is. So I'm going to adjust that. There it is. I just got it. Okay, so that was C1 on the right. And that's going to help his whole nervous system. So that's one, even though we know he has symptoms with a bad front right leg, but I still want to check C2. Okay, I'm waking you up a little bit. C3, C4, checking lower cervicals on the right, checking shoulder. Now the shoulder, we're feeling spasms up here, and there's a big old muscle spasm there. So I want to work that out. And that happens from limping. So you get that from limping. And I know exactly, now I'm rubbing your shoulders. That must feel good. So let's check this front leg. So this is the good side. So I just want to see how we're going to feel his joints, his motion. Good. Now I kind of call that going to school. So if we go to school on the good side, they want to go to the bad side. I know relatively what it should feel like. So, and mostly I'm just going to first check lower than the injury and then work my way up. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the next joint. So this is the joint that's wrapped. And I do feel like a little restriction there, so I know exactly how to... So what's happening there is it's a little fixated, it's a little medial. So I'm going to adjust a little medial lateral. It's very small. There it is. Very small. But then I recheck it to see if it worked. Much better. I'd really love to check the shoulder on the other side.
If we get up and we can probably go back to him.
But we might be able to come back to him. So let me check down the back. Okay. And you're going to get a little massage anyway while I work on you. Okay, so I'm going to come down here, and I'm checking the ribs. And I'm checking for any ribs that might be displaced. Okay, hold on there. Now I got the lower back, the sacrum. Sacrum feels good. Now I'm at the apex of the sacrum, where the sacrum is like an isosceles triangle bended, pointed towards the tail, and it can get a deviation. And I'm feeling a little sacral apex left, so I can do this really gentle because he's also relaxed. There we go, one more. Got it. Good, now I'm at the base of the sacrum where, well, not the base, the apex of the sacrum where it meets the tail. I'm on his tail right now, coming down the back leg, looking for spasms that might indicate a misalignment, but you know, for the most part, his rear end is pretty good. And I'm checking now back knee, back ankle. I'm checking every single joint, checking tendons. I'm checking mobility. I'm checking for hypermobility, hypomobility, lack of mobility. Now I'm on the back. I'm reaching underneath, and I'm on the back right leg now. And I'm feeling a little bit here at the femoral head on the left, so I'm just going to adjust superior to inferior along the line of the, there you go, just a little bit there, and rechecking. That feels nice. Doing a lot of motion, so I'm motioning up and down the back. Right here is a little tender, so I'm going to adjust in there too. There you go. Look, much better. Coming down again, checking. Good. And look at you, and what if I just rubbed your neck for a little bit? Would you like that? So then we check the TMJ because they do root, they do use their jaws. There's a lot of neurology in the temporomandibular joint on really all animals, prey or predator. So we want to always make sure that's not jammed up. And here it is up here. That's the actual TMJ is right here. You could feel the joint. And I'm just bouncing through. That doesn't need work. Just checking under here. Good motion of the lower mandible. And digging under this little area in front of the shoulder where you can get your fingers underneath. But that's where the lower cervicals come in. So we always like to look under there. And that would restrict mobility of lateral motion left or right for any animal, including humans. And there is a little spot right here at C6. I'm going to come across with my thumb, double up. Got it. That was the big one. That one scared me. I just jumped away. But guess what? That was a tender spot, so it needed to be done. It was a little lateral, and that, you know, was creating a little bit of a knot. And think about it. When you're limping, you're going to... It throws off your gait, so you're going to use muscles that you don't normally use. You'll have some compensation. I was able to adjust a few things. I was on the, I checked all the front joints that I could get to, but I really want to see him up and running. So I'm going to walk with him just for a second, and while I'm doing that, I can palpate his shoulder movement as he's walking. And I can feel a spasm right here. And I'm rubbing out the spasm as we're running. Let's bring him around back this way. Very fast. On a anterior humerus, so the humerus of the upper arm bone comes forward sometimes with shoulder injuries. Now in his case, it's not the shoulder that's injured, but it's been getting some wear and tear. When he does walk, the injury's down here, but I still like to go above the injury and below the injury just to check. So I did a little bit above. When he was laying down, I worked right into the injury side as well. I'm going to try to get him to give me that. There you go. So it's nice to pick it up until he gives it to me. Good, there it goes. So now I'm on it. All right, Max, I'm sorry, but I'm going to look one more time, okay? There we go. So I'm just going to do one last thing. There it goes, I got it. So what I did is I took the... I set the shoulder back in a little bit. So I just want to see range of motion here. All right, guy. Okay. So now I'm going to rotate, flexion extension. A little bit here. Okay, good. Right there's a tender spot, right there.
That's been tender since day one.
Yeah, that's the tender spot. I think that this is the side of the original injury is right here on the lateral aspect.
Well, do you want me to take the bandage off?
No, I can feel it perfectly. So I'm just going to do one little thing to set it. One more. Got it. That's it. That was awesome. So it kind of just slid right in. And that's going to help expedite the healing now, because it's still inflamed, it's still irritated. Just like if you have a sprained ankle, it's still sprained. But if it's aligned, it'll heal rapidly, as opposed to being in a chronic state of dysfunction and a slow healing process. So we're just looking to maximize healing time, and just checking all this in here, checking his neck, checking his jaw, checking underneath. And sometimes you'll feel some asymmetry. You'll feel some muscles that bilaterally don't equal. So what happens, like let's say you feel a big old muscle knot under the left mandible, and you don't feel one on the right, that's a clue that something's off. So right now I'm just palpating underneath. I'm going to check the pecs. Yeah. Going underneath. I'm in the.
Mind you, he's been in ISO for almost 6 weeks, so
he's taking good care of him. Yeah.
And we did that. I would massage him a lot when he was in there to keep the blood flowing to the areas, do passive and active resistance.
Yeah. And let's pull that whole arm forward. There you go. Let's do it again. So we're bringing the whole arm and stretching it. And it's just a nice stretch. I'm not going to adjust anything right this second. Just checking range of motion, coming back, coming forward, moving that, getting my fingers under. My thumb is right under there. There you go. And who doesn't like this anyway, right?
And this is great. You'll see it. Really, he's reacting really well. And he'll tell you when he's not, just like that.
All right. I got what I needed to. So we'll see. I think he's going to heal really fast. Life is good right now, right? So how do people stay in touch with what you're doing? Can they donate? How does it work?
We're 100% donation based. We don't take salaries at all. We have our website, Arthur's Acres, animalsanctuary.org. And then our Instagram page, Arthur's Acres, Facebook, Arthur's Acres as well.
Now, could people even donate $5 a month or something like that?
Patreon account. You can sponsor any animal here. We have 54 animals that you can sponsor. We have a Patreon that's a monthly sponsorship platform. There you go. Bye. I'll see you later.